Welcome back, everyone, to your episode of another daily dose. Spicing things up a little bit on the channel. I'm your host, PB, and today the development team is milking the cash cow, the proverbial cash cow, which is, of course, us, the global community. Because, all jokes aside, there is a shit ton of things that are going on that will involve your wallet. And saying that, there are some free, obviously free gold. There's heaps of free gold as well. But why don't we try to cover that today in this video? First things first, monthly fun card has appeared. Very interesting, but I think in order to give it some perspective, we should probably talk a little bit about these additional tiers. So we have multiple tiers of the development fund, the story mode, and the warrior trials. Now, if you're curious about it, you can always click on the banner down here and it'll tell you what you will get if you decide to purchase these packages. The packaging rate varies. So if you're looking at it from a gold perspective, this package here is cheaper than, say, a Warrior Trials package because the development fund purely gives gold. It is based on your levels, though, so please be aware that it caps out at 130, so your player level. I heard there was some bugs. Some people were talking about some potential bugs on Facebook. There's certainly some character-based bugs that we're aware of. Sunshi, Lubu. There are some bugs, and I know that the development team has been made aware of it through all of the channels, so they will probably be doing a patch at some point. But there is a shit ton of things that have been released, so understandably, some things probably got adjusted when they were adjusting things like Kyrian and other game modes and quality of life. However, story mode. Story mode is an interesting concept. There are now 3 tiers, and of course, it is based on how far you've progressed in your story. So for those that are already mid to late game, I imagine you've probably already gone all the way up to chapter or stage 160. From my understanding, it is fairly, straightforward. What I will say though is you are getting quite a lot of free stuff. Like free gold, look at all the gold they're giving us. I'm so happy about this. Like honestly, we're about to walk into the Summerfest. Gold is going to be king. I've always said that. So for those that are like thinking, oh shit, PB, I need to save up plus 40k gold, 50k, 60k, whatever it is, I probably would argue that 40k is a good, like a good entry level. I don't know what's going to be available to buy, i.e. items, but I can guarantee you they are going to be available for gold. So it's better to have gold than not have gold. So from an obvious perspective, free gold is perfect. From a value perspective, however, and look, I always preface this and say on the channel, I never promote spending money. What I do promote is making an informed decision. I can only base it on my experience. So it's obviously flawed, and of course, it's sort of like general perspective of at some point in the game, this shit's gonna be obsolete. Like, let's be honest. But the thing is, when you're buying packages like this one, for Warrior Trials, you are going to get imperishable gear. Imperishable gear is the newest gear set, so it's got a lot more tangible value than, say, the GT, which is, of course, the legendary gear set. But again, it is entirely up to where you are within the game, whether or not you've just started, whether or not you are, of course, mid-game, or if you're late game. To be fair, you're always going to be using these as shards anyway. They're just going to be food for your imperishable gear set. So the reality is, if I were to buy this package, which of course I did, just out of curiosity, if anyone's wondering, you do get 16k gold for the tier, the G4 one, and you get 50 of these shards. And for the G3, you get 16k gold and 50 shards as well. If you buy the G4, you do not unlock the G3, G2, and G1 Premium Deluxe. They are all individual purchases. In Australian dollars, that will add up to a total of 100, thereabouts $100. Okay. So it's going to cost you $100 to unlock all of these ones individually. Now, the real value, of course, is going to be the imperishable gear set, and like sort of the ancillary value is going to be the 16k gold. So I see that as an additional bonus. In terms of story mode, if you were to ask me, should I buy these ones? Look, it is very, very situational. It really depends on where you are within your playscape, because these are only really generation 4 heroes, and you only get 60 shards, which is technically half a hero. So to spend $23 for half a hero, you really have to debate whether or not that's within your budget or scope. They are, of course, they're the Gen 4, they're the Gen 3, and these ones are the Gen 1 and 2. Yeah, so Gen 1, and these ones come with Gen 1, 2. These ones, Gen 1, 2, and 3. And then, of course, Gen 4 comes with Gen 1, 2, 3, and 4. And, of course, the gold stays the same in terms of value, which is 12k. Personally, I would say that the G4 and G3 of the Warrior Trials is best value in terms of perspective, which kind of brings me back to full circle, which is to talk about the Deluxe Fund. Now, the only difference with the Deluxe Fund this time around is you do get Generation 5 heroes. Meaning, if you really are at that stage of the game where you are looking to build Generation 5 heroes for the equivalent value of $23, which is the exact same as one of those tiers that we just talked about, you will get 100 of the Generation 5 heroes and some gold and stuff. Now, look, 100 hero shards might be enough to get you a 7-star. Might be enough to get you your first 5-star hero like Guan Yu or Zhao Yu or Lu Bu, or Xiao Xiao. So, in terms of perspective and value, maybe this is a better option for those that are looking to get ahead in that realm. However, for the premium value, I would say this is a bit of a ripoff. Very situational that you would want to go ahead and buy this fund. Obviously, if you'd like the 150 imperishable gear set shards, then look, there's some value there to be had. But personally, I would say for half the price, you can get a total of 50 per tier of the last two, meaning you can get 16k gold per tier and 50 per tier of the imperishable shard set. So that's 100 and 32k gold. It's more than that. Anyway, I feel like that they might have missed the mark a little bit on the monthly fund. But that's my personal perspective on it. If you want to go ahead and buy it, that is absolutely up to you for the VIP points, which I guess is an additional... It's an additional factor, right? Because VIP points obviously go towards unlocking other privileges. So if you're close to it and you're wondering, maybe that monthly fund will get you across the line. Personally, I would say I am waiting and very much waiting for this to unlock so I can see exactly where I stand for the event. All right, bringing that into the Celebrate Festival. Oh, good Lord. PB is definitely thinking you should share this with everyone. So throw me some likes and love, man. There's a lot of talking, a lot of things to evolve and go into. If you haven't hit that subscribe, notification button, make sure you do so. Jump into our Discord and join the insanity. Of course, if you see me on Facebook, don't be afraid to say hello and have a chat. But in terms of today for the Celebrate Festival, we have the Dragon Flame, which is one of the 2 Mythic Tactics, which is in line with the tactics that are being released. I feel like it was just yesterday that we had a Celebrate Festival, so we've got another one back again. This is pure whale mode, and I would say this is the most expensive out of all of the previous Celebrate Festivals in order to acquire the item that is on sale. This is the most expensive one, absolutely ridiculously priced. I would avoid this like the plague. And the reason being, and we're going to skip all of the arbitrary rubbish, we're going to jump straight into it. So you can only buy 20 shards for 10k gold. So you can't even buy a half or 2/3 or a third or a quarter. You literally get stuck with a fifth for 10k gold. And the problem is that would mean that you would need to get 80 shards, which is, of course, it's going to be in the goodie exchange. You're going to need to get 80 shards. Yes, that's right. And the price got jacked up to 25 lamb steaks for 5. I don't even want to do the math. I honestly don't want to do the math. I'm going to guess it's going to cost you around 500 Australian dollars to get one of these Dragon Flame, or of course the alternative is the 6 secret teachings. Now, if you are going to whale, this is the tank version. Black Tortoise means stick this on your squishiest hero. And this is the offensive, so this means stick this on a hero that you want to do additional damage with. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. If you want to actually delve into it, feel free to read it. It really is just some additional either damage reduction and survivability, or offensive, which is this one, is the Dragon's Flame. Realistically speaking, obvious for the obvious whales out there, I feel like most of them are going to focus on Dragon Flame. But if you, like me, notice how squishy our main protagonist is, I mean, potentially the ability to remove a control ability, add some additional blocks, some HP, some heals, damage increase, reduction, all this stuff. I mean, arguably 6 secret technique is better, in my opinion. If you are really struggling, really struggling. I mean, look, all allies total reduction 10%, or stat single unit plus 5%. These things, I'm not going to say that it's a bad investment. This is a huge power up, like a huge power up, but you're going to need a bucket load of them. I mean, you got 6 characters, meaning you're going to have at least 3 of each if you really wanted to split it down the middle. Um, I don't even know if you can equip more than one. To be honest, I feel like you could only really equip one of these on each character. I haven't delved into tactics because it is a new concept to us. Which I'm curious. Like, can you own more than 2 mythic of the variety? I mean, does that make sense? Like, are you limited to only 2 mythic and the rest are going to be legendary? Because we've got 4 legendary and we've got, of course, 2 mythic, which is 6 in total for your heroes. All these things that I'm curious about myself. But one thing is for certain, I will not ever be spending that kind of money on these tactics. They can stay there. Obviously, if you did want to build the legendary ones, were a little bit cheaper, you could probably go ahead and grab these ones for there. But again, like 15 lamb steaks, man, that is so expensive. uh, uh, it irks me. It's starting to irk me. But anyway, let's just move along. Try to move along here. In terms of this, you do have, of course, the G2 Mythic shards. So if you missed out on those and you're looking to buy them and build them again, they are going to be available for monetary value. To reiterate, lamb steaks can only be acquired through purchasing. Okay, so you can only get them by spending money, ladies and gentlemen. And by that, I mean bucket loads. But anyway, in terms of this, you can get 20 shards for 20 shards for 10k gold. It's probably one of the only times that I would say don't spend it. To put that in perspective, you can get 50 shards for 10k gold. And I mean, I feel like in a lot of ways, 50 shards is going to do me a lot better for these lovely ladies, and being able to update them a little bit quicker than it is for me to, spend 10k gold and get 20 shards. And basically, you need 100 freaking shards to even build this. It's just, this to me is ridiculous. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think this is a ridiculous price bracket? I feel like development team might need some feedback on this one because, yeah, I'm lost for words sometimes. I mean, to me that just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, in terms of exchange, I will say you can grab these advanced scrolls, which you're going to need, and you are going to need these epic tactic books. Just in case you are curious, for the epic tactic books, you will need to get 80 full shards to create one book. And as you progress along in upgrading your levels, your research levels, you're going to need a lot more of them. So it could be a good opportunity to grab some from there. Of course, make sure you're doing your annual debate as well. Otherwise, you're probably going to end up you're probably going to end up behind the ball, to be honest. But either way, I feel like there is a lot going on in terms of value for money. There are obviously a lot of opportunities to grab some free gold. Would you focus on anything here? Personally, even as a technically as a whale, I would still say that there's very limited value to be found in trying to purchase these ones out. If you had some spare gold, maybe go ahead and grab these ones. But again, like that's 10k gold, so ooh, it is really really hard to judge whether or not I would want to spend any right now because of the shop around the corner. We do have actually a couple of days to figure that out, though. Is there anything else that you'd like to spend gold on, PB? Not really. Any other goodies exchange? Um, Not pretty stock standard. Oh, okay. So you can get these scrolls down there as well for veggies. So again, make sure you're doing your daily quest. Make sure you're getting your additional drumsticks. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. Siege is probably coming to an end at some point. Let me just grab my gold there, and I'll stick myself back in here. Hopefully they don't kill me again. But of course, with the introduction of the Celebrate Festival, it means there are a lot of idiots out killing people because of obviously the missions here. Conquest missions, it's stupid. I really would pass on the conquest mission personally. Is there anything else we can talk about though? I feel like there's a lot of things in the community talking about the bugs at the moment, and I'm 99% sure that Lubu and Sunshi's bugs are going to get fixed. There are quite a few other ones that are popping up. Obviously, if you notice anything major, hit them up in Facebook or the official Discord. I don't know. Have you experienced any bugs yourself? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm curious. I'm curious to see if anyone else has noticed some other ones as well. But I am, of course, equally excited. We are getting lots of free gold. We're going to be doing a a pretty lengthy video when, of course, the shop becomes available. So stay tuned for that. If you have any questions or concerns, reach out to us in the comment section below. We'll see the OGs there. Hit us up on a Discord, which we, of course, now have Grandpa Ray, the official Chinese trillionaire man, trillion power man. He's probably got like 100 trillion by now. He's going to be there. I'm going to encourage him to do some live streaming as well. And, of course, on Facebook, we will always be floating about. Anyway, until next time, I'll catch you all.